Hey, good morning, Nick. How are you? Greetings from
Hi,
Toronto, Canada.
hi, Bonnie. How are you? You're right.
I'm great. Oh my goodness, this season. I don't even know how you guys just keep topping yourselves every season. It's ridiculous. But I, as a fan, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Nick, how juicy has it been to play Nathan this season and where he's going?
It's been really, really fun. It's been challenging. I feel like, certainly the first half that we've seen so far, a lot of that we've seen Nate on his own. He's out in the wilderness. He's a fish out of water.
Yeah,
And, as an actor, that's also been quite almost intimidating because I'm away. I'm out of a locker room, away from my mates now,
right.
and so that. But it's been really fun. It's been, challenging, and we're midway through. I think we all know that there's still quite a lot of unpacking to do with Nate, and certainly this latter half of the series, we do get to see a lot more of Nate and unpick things a little bit more. So yeah, it's been an absolute, like, the whole journey, from season one onwards. It feels like it's been such an extreme ride, and
Yeah, I can imagine.
we're
How
not there
hard is it
yet.
for you to be kind of a little nasty to such a good guy, Jason Sudeikis?
Oh, like horrible, absolutely horrible. I mean, it was really, really difficult.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Jason is so great and was coaching me through all that. He was, he's getting in my ear almost as my. I remember before we shot the season two finale, that scene between Ted and Nate, he would
Yeah.
pretend to be my dad, as in Nate's dad, in my ear just before we shot it to really wind me up
Wow.
in
Oh, that's
character,
hilarious.
such
That's
that
hilarious.
such that when we would then face off each other, it's almost like I'm speaking to my dad, but I'm speaking to Ted. So yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah, I was going to ask you a little bit about that, Nick, because for the first two seasons, obviously you're with the team, you're with your gang, your buddies. Now you're not doing many scenes with these guys. That has to be, as you say, I know challenging. But you know, yes, you're meeting new people, you're working with new actors. This is great. You have Rupert, obviously, it's all good. I would think too, right?
Oh yeah, really quite uh like, not difficult's the wrong word, like just a challenge, and I tried to channel any of that sense of loss or kind of loneliness into Nate's performance, because Nate is, like we're saying, out on a limb, and he is lonely, and he is a bit bereft now without AFC Richmond and without Ted in his
Yeah.
life and so on. So I've tried to sort of use some of that feeling, but it's true. I was like, and quite intimidated by meeting new people, and with the West Ham players, and
Yeah.
obviously they're all absolute sweethearts, and Anthony Head, who plays Rupert, couldn't be the nicest. He's just so nice, and so, and that, that's been wonderful, getting to have scenes with him. But yeah, I've really missed being in that locker room, being in with the Diamond Dogs, and yeah, it definitely has been affecting.
Yeah, you talk about the power of Ted Lasso. I mean, everybody, I don't know anybody who doesn't love the show, but how it's impacted everybody who's watched it. And then just look at what happened this weekend with the Wexham Soccer Club. I
Yeah,
mean, seriously, you've got two actors who take the underdogs, and look what's happened.
I know.
How do you explain that?
It's real life Ted Lasso, isn't it? It's absolute madness. Yeah, yeah. I've got a very good family friend, close relative. She's like my auntie, but she's not my blood auntie. She lives in Wrexham, and she says for the community, it has been absolutely phenomenal. Like, it has
Right?
just worked. It's put them on the map. It's worked wonders. And, obviously now it's national, global news. It's but yeah, it's real life Ted Lasso. It's mad.
It's amazing. Okay, so just aside from Ted Lasso, I mean, we love watching you here in Canada with whatever you do. You have a movie coming out directed by John Slattery. You're going to be opposite John Hamm, Tina Fey. So
Yeah.
I think that maybe you have learned to keep a straight face. You've got a secret when working on Ted Lasso. How did you manage it on this movie?
Oh, I don't always manage it at all. I mean, particularly, I mean, Maggie Moore's that film is quite. I mean, it is there. Obviously, there's some darkly comic moments, but it's also a
Yeah.
thriller. I mean, it's quite. It's about the murder of two people, and so it's quite. Yeah, it would. I mean, yeah, obviously they're absolutely hilarious. I mean, I found, and I'm huge fans of theirs. It was more like I had to just pretend not to be starstruck every day. That was the main problem. But with Ted Lasso, I mean, particularly earlier on when we were shooting, and I was on the sidelines with Jason and Brendan and Nate, sort of in between them. They would improvise tons as well at the end of, and I would just ruin it by laughing because I was caught in the firing line. I couldn't really escape it, and the cameras were always rolling. So yeah, I don't know how I managed it. Yeah, they managed to cut around it somehow.
Well, it works no matter what. It works. Thank you so much for your time, Nick. Like I said, I really hope that this comes back for another season. I'm gonna have to go into withdrawal if it doesn't. But thank you for everything. I really appreciate it, and you're doing such a great job. I really
Thank
appreciate
you
your time
so
today.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Take care. Bye
take
bye.
care.